The Galactic Council chambers were in an uproar. Representatives from across the galaxy were shouting and arguing with each other. At the center of it all stood Admiral Keek, grim-faced as he delivered his report. "The humans have done it again," he said gravely. "Another one of our bioweapons, designed to bring a species to its knees, has failed against them." Angry muttering rippled through the assembled aliens. The Rien representative slammed his fin down. "This is absurd. How can they resist everything we throw at them?" "I don't know." Admiral Keek shook his head. "Our scientists have been working non-stop to try and find a weakness. They have analyzed human biology extensively but cannot seem to exploit any vulnerabilities. It's like their immune systems are impenetrable." The Howan delegate clicked her beak in frustration. "We spent billions developing that virus. It was engineered to be lethal and untreatable, causing complete systemic shutdown within hours. And yet the humans brushed it off like it was nothing. From the reports, it seems as if the bioweapon gave them mild flu-like symptoms for a few days at most," Keek confirmed. "Hardly even an inconvenience." Angry shouts filled the chamber. The council races had reached the end of their rope. They had reluctantly allowed the humans to join the Galactic Council, hoping to control and manipulate the ambitious upstarts. But at every turn, the humans had defied expectations. Their endless curiosity, flexibility, and perseverance allowed them to expand and thrive despite the Council's restrictions and sabotage. And now, traditional biological warfare seemed useless against humanity's hardy physiology. "We cannot allow this to stand," the Rien representative shouted, his scales flushed with rage. "The humans grow more powerful every cycle. Today they shrug off our bioweapons. Tomorrow, who knows what they will be capable of." The Howan delegate whistled sharply. "I say we strike now. Hit them with everything we've got before it's too late." The chamber dissolved into chaos as delegates argued and insulted each other. Admiral Keek sighed, exhaustion creeping into his bones. He had warned against provoking the humans like this, but the council had not listened. They never did. A soft chime interrupted the bedlam, amplifying into a polite but insistent repetition until the room quieted. A small light on the central podium indicated an incoming message. With another heavy sigh, Keek pressed the receive button. A hologram of a smiling human woman sprang up above the podium. The Admiral stifled a groan. It was Ambassador Maria Gonzalez, the infuriatingly unflappable representative of humanity. In the face of every crisis, outrage, and threat, she met the council with stoic grace. "Esteemed council members," she greeted them pleasantly, "the Human Union wishes to update you on the latest unintended exposure of some of your citizens to what we believe was an experimental viral agent. Please be assured that we have taken all necessary precautions on our end." Keek wanted to scream. Unintended exposure? That was her response to an act of outright biological warfare. Around the room, shocked murmurs gave way to incensed shouts, but Ambassador Gonzalez continued calmly, as if she had merely commented on the weather. "While we work to develop treatments for the afflicted individuals, I recommend that interplanetary travel be suspended temporarily to prevent further spread. I have dispatched medical aid ships to the affected worlds. Our researchers are eager to study this pathogen and bolster detection efforts." She smiled placidly. "I am sure this was just a terrible mistake, and we remain committed to working together for the betterment of all. Please do not hesitate to ask if you require any other assistance. We are always happy to help." With a polite nod, the transmission winked out, leaving a furious council in its wake. Keek waited for the inevitable explosion, but to his surprise, a thoughtful silence descended on the chamber instead. The Hollands and Vians wore grim expressions, their anger turning inward. Of course, Keek realized that by responding with grace and generosity instead of outrage or threats, Ambassador Gonzalez had caught them completely off guard. She made it clear that she knew what they had done but was choosing to give them a chance to back down without losing face. It was masterfully done. Around the room, shame and uncertainty shifted into reluctant acceptance. The humans had turned the Council's own ruthless strategy against them. They had been outmaneuvered yet again. Slowly, The Vurian representative lowered himself back into his seat. On second thought, perhaps we should take the ambassador's recommendations under consideration. One by one, the delegates muttered their assent. Keek let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding. It seemed that violence had been avoided for today, at least. The council had finally realized that brute force could not stop humanity. But Keek wondered if it was already too late for a peaceful solution. The humans were clearly the dominant power now, and if the council kept opposing them, they would eventually crush the old regime. Still, while Keek privately thought humanity was justified, their strength frightened many in the council. Perhaps they could be persuaded to take a more cooperative path. As a veteran of many wars, Keek sincerely hoped so. The galaxy had seen enough useless bloodshed. The council session resumed in a subdued fashion, but a subtle shift was in the air. Fear and resentment had moved over for weary respect. For better or worse, the hierarchies of power were changing. The humans had seen to that. Keek leaned back with a tired sigh. Only time would tell what this brave new future held. But the humans would undoubtedly shape it in ways both wondrous and alarming. It was simply in their nature to defy all expectations. For now, the council would have to accept that resisting humanity's ascendance was fruitless. One way or another, the galaxy would never be the same.